Hello, Booktube. The sun has finally come out, and I got quite a few things ahead today. I'm having an interview, and I want to run a half a marathon today because I don't know when the sun is gonna come out again, and I want to enjoy it as much as possible. So I'm gonna be gone for most of the day, but before I leave and do all the things that I need to do, I wanted to make a couple of videos because I'm gonna get rid of some of my books. I'm sending some, and I'm gonna give away some others. So before I give them to anyone else, I wanted you guys to have a chance to tell me if you want any of these books, and I will send them your way. I'm not doing really well money-wise at the moment, so if you want any of these books, you will have to pay for the shipping costs or the post costs, but I will not charge you anything for the books themselves. These are all books that either I have read or I already have in a different edition or something like that. So let's just go through them real quick. The first one is The Sublime Object of Ideology, the only book that Slavoj Žižek, the famous Slovenian philosopher, should have ever written. Every other book has been a reiteration of this, trying to make money off of it. But his only original idea that is worth the writing of a book is here. So I do consider this book to be worth reading. I have another copy in Spain though, and it doesn't make any sense for me to have two copies of this book, so there you go. If anyone is interested in philosophy and would like to know more about the current landscape of philosophy, this is definitely a place where you could sort of like learn more about it, and don't stay with Zizek, go to other philosophers, please. But there you go. The idea that we inhabit ideologies, that ideologies have almost like a life of their own, and that we are within them, that we cannot look at them and criticize them because every framework is in some way inhabited as an ideology. Very, very interesting. You will not look at ideas in the same way after reading this book. The second book, I'm sure many of you will know and like, but I don't like this edition because it's abridged. This is the essays of Michel de Montaigne. This is not all of his essays. I don't know why they removed some of them. I have the Penguin edition, the Penguin version, which is unabridged, and I like Penguin. For books that I'm going back to, I like the paperbacks in Penguin. I feel like they last quite a while for being paperbacks, and they're much more easy to handle. I've seen, like, also this publisher publishes all of their books in sort of like a black hardcover. I do like the style, but they all look the same. It's hard to identify them once you have them on the shelf because it's just a black book. So yeah, I mean, what to say about the essays of Michel de Montaigne? Supposed to be a human being. The chemistry, the like a map, a puzzle of a whole human in his essays. Not intended to be a biography, but in some ways it feels like that. I'm looking forward to do a read along for that at some point next year, probably. Then, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I want to read this book. I have read and watched Tom Sawyer. As a kid, I loved it, and I've heard from many people that this is way better. Problem is, I hate this Penguin Deluxe. I think they're called Deluxe. No, is this Deluxe edition or is it just Penguin hardcover? I think this is a Penguin hardcover. I don't like them. Why? Because after having read this book once, all the beautiful inscriptions on the hardcover are gonna be gone. If you read the book, if you use this book, you will end up having a blue book with nothing else. And if I want a blue hardcover, I'm not paying what this book costs, and I don't know. I feel like they should definitely do something about that. And I much rather get The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn on a book that I'm gonna be able to identify on myself once I'm finished with it, because this is all gonna be gone. It happened to me with David Copperfield. It happened to me with some book from Jane Austen. It happened to me with yeah, it happened to me many times. So I'm not gonna keep doing that. What I've chosen to do, is to keep the Penguin hardcovers only for one author. So I know that all of the sort of like Penguin hardcovers that I have that are completely plain and don't even have the author, but that they all look alike, are from the same author. I think I've chosen Charles Dickens for that. But if I start having more authors that don't have their name on the cover, then I'm gonna basically be looking at books in myself and being like, what is that? Who does it belong to? Finally, I read this book. I will reread it, as I said, but I don't think I will reread it in Spanish when I read it. And this edition is already quite old. This book is in Spanish, so I'm not expecting many of you to be able to read it anyways, but if you are, there you go. The Name of the Rose in Spanish. As close as you can get to Italian without reading in Italian. And that will be it. Let me know. You have about a day before I send these books away. And until then, enjoy, and I'll see you on the other side.